customers, giving them value for their money. This is our tradition. This service is available at over 25 service centers across the country.
Tumekuwa tukizunguka mtaani tukireward loyal customers wa Selector na 1 year supply.
Tumekuwa Keno, Mweke, Remuru, Roiro, Gekoyo, Gong, Ed Umoja.
Karada, tukikupata ukibai Selector pale kwa shop ya mtaani yenyu, you might be the luckiest winner ya 1 year supply.
Mkate ni Selector. Tosha.
Introducing Glovo, the app that delivers anything you want. When your bestie is over and you crave nyama choma or maybe a burger, order Glovo and get your food delivered. Yum yum! When you're missing the right ingredient for your wonderful meal, order Glovo. And wow the ones you love. When the game is motto but you've run out of drinks, order Glovo and be the toast of your jamas. Download the Glovo app today and when you need anything, order Glovo and we'll deliver it in minutes.
What is a father? Someone who promises to make you bigger than he himself could ever be?
Hello, son.
Hi, Dad. Or someone who'd hide behind a smile, sacrifice after sacrifice.
Don't worry.
To give me the best chance in life.
Jamo, you know how your father is.
For me, my father has been my everything. For everything I am today.
At Sanlam, we truly understand the value of each promise. And for over 100 years, we have been keeping promises for all our clients. Sanlam, every promise needs a keeper.
KASNEB is a professional examinations body with the mandate to offer globally recognized qualifications in accounting, finance, corporate secretarial practice, and credit management. We invite holders of KCSE D+ to register for the new KASNEB certificate in accounting and management skills CAMS qualification. KASNEB students can also register for CAMS through the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service (COUPS) and enjoy the loan facility offered to students through HELB. Applicants intending to sit for the November 2019 KASNEB examinations are advised to register and book for the examinations not later than the extended deadline of 30th September 2019. Contact us for more information. KASNEB, be empowered.
Greenscape Garden Kitengela. The 50 by 100 plots are located 3.7 kilometers from Nairobi Namanga Highway, right behind KAG University, adjacent to Kampala University. Amenities include good access roads, water and power on site. Plots are clearly beaconed, ready for immediate settlement and come with ready freehold title deeds. Price is 800,000 shillings. Installment payments allowed, powered by FlexPay, Lipa Pole Pole. For site visit or bookings, call us on 0725 155 155.
Tana River County Government, under the leadership of His Excellency Major Retired Dr. Dado Godana, invites you to the first ever cultural extravaganza in Hola on 19th to 21st September under the theme Unity in Cultural Diversity, Uncovering the Treasures. It will focus on peace building, conservation, trade, tourism and culture. Welcome to Tana River
County ya Maliasili. Kosa ukose.
This is NTV.
very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on NTV tonight. These are some of the stories we've got lined up for you.
Tonight, at least 19 billion shillings get sunk in a dam project. President Kenyatta directs cancellation of Kimwarer Dam and approves an amended Aror Dam. Also tonight, Tob Cohen's post-mortem examination.
How was it? That's enough. Very sad.
And the latest move by wife and suspect Sarah Wairimu. And the police say she's a gangster of sorts. Self-styled investigator and spy Jane Mugo arraigned and released on bail. Plus, after the spouse swap, pen meets paper in co-parenting deal.
Sasa mimi nitalea watoto akifikisha miaka 18 narudishia baba yake. Nimekubali kwa malezi ya watoto wangu.
NTV Tonight with Smriti Vidyarthi.
All those stories and many more coming up your way tonight. In our sign language interpretation, David Agondoa joins us. Now tonight, the walls of the dams have collapsed, and now 19 billion shillings of tax money is down the drain. President Uhuru Kenyatta cancelled the Kimwarer Dam project after an investigation established that it was technically and financially unfeasible. The Aror Dam will, however, be redone at a new cost and using a new design. And as NTV's Ken Majungu now reports, a report done 28 years ago showing it was not possible to have the Kimwarer Dam in the proposed location was ignored.
The cost of putting up Kimwarer Dam was set at 22 billion shillings, but after re-evaluation, this amount was found to have been way above what it could cost. On this alone, the technical committee identified the first irregularity in the construction of the Kimwarer Dam. But that was not all. The committee established that there was no current feasibility study conducted on the project. The last time it was done, the study showed that the geological fault across the 800-acre project area would have a negative structural effects on the proposed dam. This was 28 years ago. The committee, chaired by Principal Secretary for Infrastructure, Professor Paul Maringa, and comprises quality surveyor Julius Matu, Engineer Benjamin Mwangi, and Engineer John Muiruri, recommended this project be terminated. The Aror Dam project, on the other hand, was found to be economically viable. However, its cost was over the top. The technical committee has now proposed a new plan. The cost of the new project is less 13 billion shillings to 15.4 billion shillings from the initial cost of 28.3 billion shillings. The president has ordered that the Aror project starts afresh, putting into consideration the new design components and the new costs. In July, the DPP revealed how public officials and private firms collaborated to steal 19 billion shillings from the public in one of the biggest scandals of President Kenyatta's administration. The DPP said the government officials flouted all procurement rules, abused their oath of office to ensure the scheme went through. Some of the 28 suspects and directors of companies involved have had their day in court. On the 18th of September last year, the DCI received official complaints touching on the governance and operation challenges in the management of the Aror and Kimwarer dams. There were glaring problems with the conception, procurement and payment for the two dams located in Elgeyo Marakwet. Several individuals and legal entities were found to have committed criminal acts and omissions. At the center were the Treasury, the National Environment Management Authority, the Kerio Valley Development Authority and CMC di Ravenna, an Italian company with a branch in the country. All these entities are said to have worked to circumvent the laws on procurement to ensure CMC di Ravenna was awarded the contract. Ken Mijungu, NTV.
Now, 19 billion shillings, that is a huge amount of money that has simply gone to waste. Now, to give you a better perspective, have a look at this. Here is what 19 billion shillings can do. It can boost food security, as it is more than double the 7.9 billion shillings that the National Treasury allocated to irrigation projects in the 2019-2020 budget. It can also offer the much-needed support to healthcare services. With 19 billion shillings and based on the 2019-2020 budget allocations, you can fully finance the Kenyatta National Hospital, the Kenya Medical Research Institute, and health workers' internship programs as well. Now, it takes 11.4 billion shillings to provide affordable and decent housing. That's, again, according to the 2019-2020 budget. So you can just imagine what 19 billion shillings could do to put decent and affordable roofs over Kenyans' heads. Well, 19 billion could make a huge impact in the education sector as well. Just have a look at these figures. They show that it would actually take just under 19 billion to support free primary education as well as teacher recruitment. And then when it comes to the big war on corruption, well, 19 billion could go a long way. It would just need a bit more to fund these key institutions in the war on graft. But unfortunately, it seems that graft won the war on this one. Well, speaking of graft, former top Treasury officials caught up in the dam's sludge had their day in court. Suspended Cabinet Secretary Henry Rotich and former Principal Secretary Kamau Thuge and 26 others facing corruption charges over the Aror and Kimwarer Dam scandal will know the direction their trial will take on the 8th of next month. Now, Rotich and Thuge are among suspects who appeared before the anti-corruption court today for pre-trial directions. Their defense teams accused the prosecution of failing to classify the witness statements and failing to provide all documentation that will be used in that case. And some defense lawyers, led by Katwa Kigan, want the court to consolidate all 4 cases. But Special Prosecutor Taib Ali Taib says that he has to consult with the DPP before taking a position on the matter. Elsewhere now, and the post-mortem examination on the body of the late Dutch billionaire Tob Cohen was concluded about an hour ago. Chief Government Pathologist Johansen Odwar could not, however, release their findings, but revealed that the results had been agreed upon by all 3 pathologists present during that exercise. Well, NTV's Mel Miendo has been on a day-long stakeout at the Chiroma mortuary and now joins us live from the newsroom. Mel, what other issues came up today?
Smriti, indeed, it's been a long day. You've mentioned about the post-mortem results, and yes, they're out, but Johansen Odwar, who's the chief government pathologist, was not very keen on sharing them with the media, of course, with regards to the court order that had been issued on the information that is being disbursed with regards to the Tob Cohen case. Now, one of the issues that was very contentious is about burying the body of the late Tob Cohen. The side of Sarah Wairimo as his wife were asking through her lawyer, the defense team, which is led by Philip Murgor, that she be the one to bury her husband, but also the sister of Tob Cohen, that's Gabri Van Straten, was also asking to be allowed to bury her brother in terms of Jewish traditions. Now, Tob Cohen was a Jew, and so she was asking to be allowed to do that as soon as possible. In fact, they were trying to really hurry up the pathologists with regards to that exercise, but that was not done. The results were given at about 8:30 p.m. So as you can see right there, that's how the day was when we were there at 9 a.m. at the Chiromo mortuary. And so the defense team was there, the lawyers who are representing the family of Tob Cohen were there, the DCI team attached specifically to the forensic unit were there as well. And so the exercise began at 1 p.m. Now remember, Smriti, yesterday the lawyers representing Sarah Wairimo had applied for a court order to be given so that Sarah Wairimo is allowed to come in and to identify. So it was actually not with regards to identification, but more so that she be allowed to to be there during the post-mortem exercise, and she was there. She came in at about 12:30 to 1 p.m. at the Chiromo mortuary, and she was allowed to go straight in to the examination room where the autopsy was being conducted. All she had to do was, as she was invited, to actually just see. I remember actually one of them was saying that she asked if she could be allowed to see and to identify, but that didn't go quite well. But she was still allowed in for some time before she was taken back to the Langata Women's Prison, where she is being detained even as of now. Now, a quick one is, Smriti, we were actually able to talk to Sarah Wairimo. We didn't quite get that sound bite from her, but she said a big thank you to the media with regards to covering this case, and also that she's very saddened by what she saw when the autopsy report was going on. This is still a court case, so we are also very careful on what we can share and what we can inform with regards to this case. But there are issues that came about not only on burial, but also for the teams to come and probably see if they can get an out-of-court settlement. So Smriti, let's take you now through to some of the issues that came about. We will now be hearing from Johansen Odor, the chief government pathologist, Andrew Gashie, who's representing Sarah Wairimo as the pathologist, and others.
We had so many findings in the body, details of which we are unable to release right now, because as we are all aware, there are details and there's an existing court order which bar us from talking about the details of the case. So I'll leave it that way.
The reports will be sent to the people who are concerned or the concerned authorities, and I can't categorically say it is this particular time. Remember, in addition to the exercise we have just carried out today, there are other investigations to be carried out. For example, we need to do toxicology, we need to do DNA testing, we need to do what we call histology, and therefore it may take several weeks for us to eventually release a final report.
We still are waiting for the final confirmation on the DNA confirmation. So far, there's agreement that. Yeah, but we want DNA to confirm.
That's suffices. Thank you.
Yeah.
We see the possibility that we will have a mutual agreement on the way forward, maybe by tomorrow. We all agree that the late Tob Cohen must be laid to rest as quickly as possible in a dignified manner.
Actually, we had a problem initially. There was a tug of war about the body and who is going to bury and who has the right to bury and all that. But we have sat with the families, both sides, and we tend to think that this is something that we can solve without going to fight and dragging the late through this kind of a tussle. So we are able to agree, and we have a meeting again tomorrow morning, but the structure is there, it is in place, and I tend to think that we will not be fighting over this issue again.
So by the time we were leaving the Chiromo mortuary, you've had Clifford Meta there, who's the lawyer of Tob Cohen's family, mentioning about a meeting that will be there tomorrow. So they were actually even meeting there this evening, but they hadn't really confirmed as to where and what time they will have that meeting for tomorrow. It's basically just to get through to who will bury the body of the late Tob Cohen and what issues surrounding that. And so they had mentioned that it may just be an out-of-court settlement. It's a story that we will continue to listen in on, especially tomorrow, and see just how things will go.
All right, Mel, thanks very much. NTV's Mel Miendo there, coming to us live from the NTV newsroom here at the Nation Centre, updating us on today's development, and we will be following that story closely tomorrow as well. Now, a day after London research firm All Africa Advisors ranked him the worst performing governor, Ferdinand Waititu placed the blame for his inability to perform his functions on the courts. Waititu claims he cannot set foot in all of the county on account of the court orders, and the Court of Appeal will rule in December whether he will be allowed to access to his office. NTV's Olive Burrows with the court proceedings.
He sat in the back quietly listening and paying attention even when the senior members of his legal team left their seats, not keen on hearing the arguments in the Moses Lenol Kulal appeal.
the respondents.
Just like him, Governor Lenol Kulal is challenging the constitutionality of restricting his access to the county government offices after he was charged with doing business with his own government by supplying fuel valued at 85 million shillings. Waititu, on his part, is accused of receiving a kickback for awarding a road upgrade tender worth 588 million to close associates. Offences which, the two argue, do not rise to the level of gross misconduct, for which the Constitution prescribes removal.
No one would have imagined a few months ago that a judge would interpret the Constitution in a manner that would bar a governor from office.
Lenol Kulal and Waititu argue the courts unconstitutionally removed them from office.
Unlike Moses Lenukulal, who has access to the office under supervision, this governor, my lord, the appellant, is unable to exercise any function as a county governor.
It's on these grounds that the two pleaded with the Court of Appeal to right the injustice they say has been done to their constituents by the restrictive bail conditions imposed.
We cannot even set foot in Kiambu County. They have not signed this budget, supplementary budget. There is no public service board. It can't be put in place because they cannot visit the county to even sign.
Kama kuna mtu alikuwa amekuja na karatasi nimsainie, si ningemsainia tu. Si nimekuwa hapa, yes. Mimi ndio kama executive powers bado ziko na mimi.
Or deal with any affair of the county. He is persona non grata in Kiambu, and it pains the people of the county that their governor cannot even set foot in Kiambu.
An impassioned plea, but in keeping with their own advice to keep the emotion out of the matter, the judges gave their directions in 8 seconds flat.
We'll give our judgment on 20th of December. We are unable to make any interim orders at this point.
Olive Barrows, NTV.
Right, to one of our highlighted stories, and self-styled private investigator and spy queen Jane Wawira Mugo this afternoon denied charges of threatening to kill when she appeared before a Milimani court. She was released on a 300,000 shilling cash bail, and as Leila Mohammed reports, her appearance in court was not without its fair share of drama. Have a look.
Justice was on Jane Mugo's mind, and as she walked the cold aisles underneath the Milimani Law Courts, headed for the cells after her appearance in court Wednesday morning, the self-titled spy queen had earlier in the day denied charges laid against her that she had threatened to kill Patrick Mugusia Kefa and Deepa Shah.
Is it true or not true?
Mugo, who claims to have worked with senior officials in the police service in the past, disputed allegations that she had been on the run since the Directorate of Criminal Investigations ordered her arrest last week. The DCI described her as a serial criminal. She accuses the DCI of a witch hunt. A warrant of arrest was issued after she failed to attend a court session on September 10, 2019 at the Milimani Law Courts in Nairobi. The DCI had requested the public to forward information that could lead to her arrest, but Nairobi Principal Magistrate Francis Ndai lifted the order on Friday. All the while listening to the proceedings, Mugo never failed to express her emotions, her body language telling of a lady vexed by her circumstances. Mugo, who wore her badge in court, displayed it for all to see, even as she consulted with her lawyer on the dock.
Hearing is on 16th of October 2019. Before court number 6 mentioned is on 30th of September.
Chief Magistrate Francis Ndai released Mugo on a 300,000 cash bail or a 500,000 bond. With that, the long and strenuous walk to freedom for Mugo began. Leila Mohammed, NTV.
Right, to a different kind of drama, and the Kisumu County Assembly Speaker Onyango Olo has been impeached. 42 MCAs voted unanimously to remove him from his position. Well, his troubles just piled up as he's also facing graft charges in the 4.1 billion shilling Kisumu Lake Basin Mall, which was put up when he was serving as the chair of the Lake Basin Development Authority.
As many of the contrary opinion say nay, the ayes have it.
The vote that seals the fate of the besieged Kisumu County Assembly Speaker Onyango Oloo. Of the 42 MCAs present during the debate of the motion to impeach, none sided with the Speaker, and after serving for less than 2 years, he is out in the cold. The debate and the vote to remove him took place in his absence. Earlier in the day, he had arrived at the assembly ready to occupy his office and carry on with his duties, but that work was cut short when the MCAs who were leading the impeachment drive blocked his access.
Onyango Oloo, can you step aside and let the assembly move forward? That is very clear. Please let the assembly move forward. There's no vacuum of leadership. It's not you alone who can lead this case.
Yeah, you are a lawyer. You are an advocate of the High Court. Why are you behaving like a quack?
The Speaker's return coming barely 2 weeks after he was charged for abuse of office, conspiracy to defraud and failure to follow procurement laws in relation to the construction of the 4.1 billion shillings Lake Basin Mall while he served as the chairman of the Lake Basin Development Authority. The MCAs also accuse him of failing to lead the assembly in its legislative duties, suspending MCAs and procedurally, and abuse of office while he served as Speaker.
Stepped on some very delicate toes in the course of budget making and in the course of defending the people of Kisumu County.
Members of the county assembly determined to remove him were not fazed by the tear gas used by police to disperse them. They vowed to regroup in the afternoon and carry out their mission. But prior to that session, the 3 maces of the county assembly had to be taken to the central police station for safekeeping. This as the embattled Speaker vowed to stay put.
For the time being, honorable members, I will do whatever it takes to defend my liberties and rights as a citizen of this country and a member of this planet, to ensure that that which is rightfully mine is not taken away from me.
But with the House voting in unison for his ouster, Onyango's tenure as Speaker comes to a sudden halt. His energy is now focused on fighting to clear his name in the case in which he is also accused of receiving millions of shillings in bribes. Brenda Wanga, NTV.
Now, the 2 couples that left residents in Butula constituency, that's in Busia County, stunned after they swapped spouses, have now signed a co-parenting agreement. The couples sat in a private court proceeding that's sure to leave a mark as the first case of its kind in the area.
Christopher Abuir's excitement is written all over his face. This follows an unusual series of events which saw him and Kevin Baraza swap wives. The courts have now granted these 2 couples the terms that they need to co-parent. Kevin Baraza and Lillian Weta, who had once taken their vows and raised 3 children together, could not hide their excitement at the new development, which has now seen them separate.
Nitalea watoto wangu afikishe miaka 18 kama sheria ya serikali, na nimeritika na huyu mwanaume. Yaani wacha niseme Mungu amenibariki na Bwana. Nimekaa free, nasikia kama nimeoleka kwa saa hii.
Niko uhuru kulinda watoto wa umma mpaka wafikishe miaka 18. So wakitaka kuwachukua awachukue kama wamefikisha miaka 18. Na kila kitu nitawafanyia.
The other couple also expressed their content at the barter trade that will see the children now living in a different home.
Nimeridhika na Kevin, sitatoka kwa Kevin. Yote wameongea, wamenena mabaya, wametamka yasiyofaa kwangu, lakini nimekubali Kevin kwa shida kwa raha.
Mimi wakati ule najihisi kuwaona watoto wangu ni uhuru kutembea katika kijiji chao.
The oddity of the situation was, however, still not lost on court officials who termed it as unnatural.
Watoto wengine wanapelekwa kwa mzazi mwingine ambaye si biological parent. Itakuwa aje? Ndio sababu tumeweza kutafuta hizi familia, tumeweza kwenda kwao mahali wanakaa. Tumefanya ile kitu inaitwa social inquiry na pia tumewaita, tumekutana nao hapa.
Cementing their unusual unions, the 2 couples have redefined the meaning of matrimony and the future of their children. Gena Kirori, NTV.
Well, certainly an interesting move. The adults there certainly seem happy, but let's also hope that those kids settle in okay. Do send your comments on that story to me at Smriti Vidyarthi or at NTV Kenya, and I'll have a look at them. All right, stay tuned. There's another interesting one coming up after the break. Well, do your kids complain about having to walk to school? We'll tell you about this 16-year-old's torturous journey to school.
Sensitivity is a short, sharp pain that people experience when they have something hot or cold getting to the nerve of the tooth, causing that discomfort. If the sensitivity is left alone, it may get worse. Dentists recommend Sensodyne to their patients. It's able to get inside the tooth and calm the nerve of the tooth down, and the proof's in the results. It works.
Selena! Toto, where's mommy?
Today's a toilet day.
What? Oh.
Selena!
Toilet day?
Tomorrow we're hosting a party and it's a matter of my reputation.
It's a toilet, not a white shirt. Even if you spend your entire day cleaning with bleach and detergent, it still won't be party ready.
Impossible.
Challenge. Harpic 10X. Even if you use bleach and detergent 10 times, they won't give you the same sparkling clean toilet that Harpic 10X will give you.
Wow!
Harpic 10X. Harpic, Kenya's #1 toilet cleaner.
Make a new reality, where the world stops and takes notice. Make the wheels of commerce spin by your energy and innovation. Make livelihoods, make industries, make economies. For you who make dreams real, we move what you make. We move the fruit of your effort to faraway lands. We move the best the world has, so you can make what's ours even better. You make, we move. Kenya Ports Authority, growing business, enriching lives.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
The three sides of Anna. Good day to you, Mrs. Salvatera.
I stopped using that last name after my husband died.
That's exactly the reason why this meeting is so urgent, Mrs. Salvatera.
Who do you think you are? I've been waiting for you for over an hour so we can get things ready for the meeting with a client who I'm sure will be here shortly.
Ana Lucia is mine, do you understand? I don't want you going anywhere near her again.
If you two are fighting over Ana Lucia, you're better off waiting for hell to freeze over. Because it's my guess that neither one of you will get to keep her.
The three sides of Anna.
When it comes to pimple care, Acne's Creamy Wash contains multiple vitamins and removes excessive oil and dirt. Use Mentholatum Acne's for clear and smooth skin every day.
Now to an inspiring story. And do your kids complain about having to walk to school? Well, meet the boy who crawls 2 miles to get to class every single day because of his disability. Gilberto Chang is a physically handicapped pupil at Aderema Primary School in Busia County. His parents can't afford a wheelchair for him, but Otiang is still determined to go to school no matter what. Rose Wangoi has more details.
Gilbert Otieng is a remarkable 16-year-old boy. He has a condition which means he cannot walk or stand up, but he didn't let the condition become an obstacle for him.
Wakati nilimzaa alikuwa mzuri mpaka akafikisha miaka yake 5, akaanza tu kutembea na vidole akifuruta, akakuwa tu hivyo akiendelea tu kutembea na magoti.
At the age of 11, Gilbert told his parents that he wants to go to school, but it wasn't easy for the parents to send him to school due to his condition. Gilbert is a pupil at Aderema Primary School in Amukura West Ward, Busia County. The journey to school is torturous. Every day, he crawls 2 miles on his hands and knees. His mother says he crawls every day and never complains, and he goes to school regardless of the weather.
Mvua ikinyesha, yasiponyesha, jua, kila siku.
Kuenda shule ni ngumu, mawe ziko, maji ziko kwa barabara, labda mvua ikinyesha.
His teacher says Gilbert is very enthusiastic and actively participates in school activities.
He's an averagely higher in class.
The family is calling on well wishers to come to his aid and assist him in getting a wheelchair. Rosongoi, NTV.
That's certainly a story that no doubt has surprised many and also inspired many. All Gilbert is asking is for a wheelchair. So if you can donate, or you know somebody or an institution that can, please do reach out to us at Smriti, Vidyarthi, or at NTV Kenya, and that's something that we certainly will follow up. All right, moving on now, and it turns out that teachers in some schools may have failed the test as they administered the ongoing Grade 3 tests in a strict and controlled exam-like environment. Well, that's contrary to the government's assertions that this is not an exam. And as a result, education experts say the tests meant to gauge the pupils' skills may not yield the desired outcomes after all.
While some schools tried to keep the environment light and relaxed, others borrowed a leaf from the much publicized KCPE and KCSE national exams, from sitting positions to the invigilators keeping a sharp eye on things in class. Some experts say this was unnecessary.
It does not in any way help those children. You are supposed to observe children in the most natural setting without necessarily altering their behavior.
We are just monitoring as a teacher how my children are reacting to what I do and what we do, because CPC is learner-centered.
Though the ministry has clarified that this test was different and it will not affect the learners' progress, there was little public awareness, hence the confusion.
I think to us as adults, we've basically failed these children. There is no reason as why children should even be knowing that they are doing an assessment. They should never have known in the first place. It should just have been an activity like any other activity, the way the teacher gives you homework in class, the way the teacher gives you an assignment to do in class, and the teacher monitors, and within 5 to 10 minutes, it is done and it is dusted.
The lack of proper facilitation also caused undue strain on parents and institutions, giving the impression that the government was ill-prepared.
So it's important for the planners and the designers to go back and ask themselves, how can we design assessments that are cheap, assessments that are affordable, and assessments that are largely scalable?
The tests are, however, nothing new. Educationists have been conducting them for years to shape policy.
They'll be able to tell that they are assessing children. What do? They'll be sitting with children on the rocks. They'll be giving children pamphlets to read by the river, by the road, anywhere.
It being the first time that the assessment tests are being done, such challenges are to be expected. Experts are, however, confident that the process will be improved as time goes by. Charity Mwangi, NTV.
All right, let's now bring you news from the courts. And the High Court has turned down a plea by the Director of Public Prosecution to reinstate orders freezing the accounts of 9 companies associated with billionaire businessman Humphrey Kariuki. A magistrate's court in Kiambu lifted the freeze on the accounts held at the National Bank of Kenya and the Kenya Commercial Bank, while the billionaire is facing charges of tax evasion. Also in the courts, Justice Jessie Lesit declined to review her previous ruling upholding the confession by a police informant charged with the murder of lawyer Willie Kimani. Peter Ngugi alleges his confession is inadmissible because its recording was not procedural. Judge Lesit directed them to appeal the said ruling because she can't review her own orders. The wife of the late Kibra MP, Ken Okoth, has disputed DNA results indicating that her husband sired a child with nominated MCA Anne Thumbi. Monica Okoth now claims she has different results, which she wishes to present in court in 2 weeks' time. Samples for the test were collected from his body before it was cremated last month after days of family wrangles. President Uhuru Kenyatta met the Jubilee Party candidate MacDonald Mariga at State House today and assured him of his full support in the upcoming Kibra by-election. President Uhuru, who was accompanied by his deputy William Ruto and Jubilee Party Secretary General Raphael Tuju, assured him of his full backing. The National Assembly leader Aden Duale and Jubilee Party Chief Whip Benjamin Washiali were among other party leaders present during that event. Mariga has faced hurdles, including questions about his voter registration status in his bid to succeed Ken Okoth as Kibra MP. All right, at this point, time for a breather on NTV tonight, but still ahead. All right, police and county askaris and hawkers clash in Kitengela town. Julian Zamboko will tell you what that's about just after the break in the business news.
Wake up in the morning, time to get it.
How do you re-energize?
You're gonna make it. Just take a sip.
How about a Yola?
It's energy for days. Take a sip.
Available in 4 flavors, Yola is a cereal milk drink packed with vitamins and minerals. It is suitable for all ages and guaranteed to give you a burst of energy in every sip. Yola, power up your day.
KCA University is home to the next generation of business, technology and arts leaders in Kenya and the region. We offer practical courses where students develop trailblazing business models and ideas, innovative market-oriented technology concepts and turn artistic endeavors into profit-making ventures. Our student-friendly chill zone ensures students unwind from class in a fun environment. Join KCA University to kickstart your academic journey. KCA University, advancing knowledge, driving change.
Tusonge mbele na Fiber Mobile. Get a Fiber SIM card today and enjoy Tusonge mbele bundles at affordable prices.
Tana River County Government, under the leadership of His Excellency Major Retired Dr. Dado Godana, invites you to the first ever cultural extravaganza in Hola on 19th to 21st September under the theme Unity in Cultural Diversity, Uncovering the Treasures. It will focus on peace building, conservation, trade, tourism and culture. Welcome to Tana River
County ya Maliasili.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. Panadol Extra, now with new Optizorb technology to fight multiple tough pains with 3 times more pain-relieving medicine in the first 30 minutes when you need it most. Seeing them support themselves makes any pain worth it.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
John suffers from indigestion. His twin James suffers from heartburn. Sometimes it's the other way around or both. That's why they use Gaviscon Double Action. It soothes within 3 minutes and lasts up to 4 hours. For double relief from heartburn and indigestion, Gaviscon Double Action. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
NTV Business News in association with Sanlam Kenya.
Let's get down to business. Welcome. I am Julian Amboko. Kitengela town in Kajiado County was this afternoon turned into a battleground as hawkers took on county askaris and police officers, accusing them of constant harassment and interference in their business. Police fired tear gas to disperse the traders, saying they were obstructing feeder roads and access to the town's market. Lilian Carrier with that report.
Chaos, commotion, smoke. Scenes that play out every time hawkers and county officers clash. This is Kitengela town, a town that was forced to close business early today as hawkers engaged police in running battles as they protested Kajiado County's move to evict them. 4 months ago, the county government relocated traders from the controversial market to a spot near the bus stop as it seeks to construct a 40 million shillings modern market. Not all traders could fit in the new spot, thus some decided to rent spaces around the old market to continue with their business. This is where trouble started as county officers moved in to demolish the makeshift structures. The hawkers have accused the county of unfairness since each of them pay a daily operation fee of 50 shillings.
Hatujui kanjo kwa nini wanakuja kutuharibia mahali tumerenti na tunauzia hapo.
Lakini mambo ya kupiga watu kila saa na vipoko na matia kasi tumecho.
Na ni kwa nini wanatufurugia vitu? Hata si wangetuambia tupepe vitu zetu.
Police officers were forced to lob tear gas to disperse the protesting traders. And while a large section escaped the police's wrath, some were not as lucky. The long arm of the law yanked them from hiding and they got a thorough beating. With goons taking advantage of the commotion to steal construction material for the new market, Kajiado County Governor Joseph Olelenku gave a stern warning to those engaging in criminal activities to jeopardize the county project.
Hawa wakora washikwe wafungwe kwa sababu hairuhusiwi mtu kuharibu either mali ya umma ama mali ya wengine alafu upotee.
The construction of the market is yet to start because the contractor who was awarded the tender is said to have pulled out of the project. Lillian Kiarie, NTV.
And away from that, Millie, the National Assembly's Finance and Planning Committee has tabled its proposals on the Finance Bill of 2019, among them retention of the law capping commercial bank lending rates. It is the latest indicator of growing divergence between the Executive and the National Assembly on the controversial law. Hopes that the law capping commercial bank lending rates could be repealed have been dissipated after the National Assembly Finance and Planning Committee proposed deletion of Clause 43 of the Finance Bill of 2019. In its report, the committee proposes that Section 1 of Clause 33B of the Banking Act, which provides that the maximum interest rate chargeable for a credit facility in Kenya will be set at no more than 4 percentage points above the base rate as published by the Central Bank of Kenya, be revised and replaced with the provision that a bank or a financial institution shall set the maximum annual interest rate chargeable for a loan in Kenya at no more than 4 percentage points above the central bank rate. The proposal by the National Assembly Committee came even as the central bank maintained that the rate cap is only a passing cloud.
President, when he signed that bill into act, he did say that we actually adhere to a free determination of interest rate. It's there, you can check the communique that was issued on that day. And we'll get to it. So there's a temporary deviation.
Beyond the contentious cap on commercial bank lending rates, the committee has also proposed that any withdrawals from the National Housing Development Fund to purchase a house by a first-time owner be made tax-exempt alongside any interest earned from investing in the newly rolled-out green bonds which target financing environmentally friendly projects. The volume of cargo transited through the port of Mombasa to Somalia, Burundi and Ethiopia has significantly dropped this year as Uganda, South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo remain the biggest users of the port. This is according to the latest data from the Kenya Ports Authority.
Transiting goods through the port of Mombasa is one of the ways through which Kenya earns income, as the port is a key transshipment hub, especially for Kenya's neighbors. But the latest data from the Kenya Ports Authority indicates that the port is not having a very good year so far, as some countries drastically reduced their transshipment weight. The transshipment statistics indicate that in the first 9 months of this year, The port of Mombasa has recorded 0 tons of goods transited to Ethiopia and Somalia, compared to a similar period in 2018 when the port received 1,000 tons of cargo from each of the two countries. The variance has been attributed to diplomatic and maritime disputes between Kenya and the two countries. The data further shows that Uganda remains at an all-time high, with 4.6 million tons of cargo ferried via Mombasa in 2019, indicating a positive growth of 1.4% from the 4 million tons transited in 2018. South Sudan follows with 451,000 tons cleared at the port of Mombasa, a 10% increase from the 409,000 tons recorded in 2018. The Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda also recorded an increase of 19.3% and 16.3% respectively, even as cargo to Tanzania declined by 9.4%. According to the report, the container dwell time was recorded at 91 hours against a target of 87 hours, a performance that has been attributed to the inefficiencies at the port. Victor Kiprop, NTV Business.
Detectives in Nairobi on Tuesday arrested 8 people for allegedly defrauding more than 300 people with the promise of greener pastures in Kuwait in the Middle East. The suspects were arrested at 680 and Clarion hotels by detectives from Central Police Station and are believed to have defrauded the unsuspecting job seekers of millions of shillings under the guise of catering for logistics training and transport to Kuwait. Every year, hundreds of Kenyans are lured with the promise of lucrative jobs in the Middle East and a chance to escape unemployment. While speaking during the 42nd General Assembly of the Organization of African Trade Union, President Uhuru Kenyatta challenged the African labor movement to be at the forefront of advocating for free movement of goods, persons, labor and capital across the continent. He said that it was disheartening to see Africans lose lives crossing the Mediterranean Sea to seek opportunities because the continent could not come together and grow its own prosperity that would provide them employment for a future.
It is very sad, it is very disheartening to see our sons and daughters struggle, lose life, crossing the Mediterranean, being humiliated in foreign lands because we cannot get together and grow our own prosperity and provide employment and a future and hope for them.
And away from the labor market, the central bank governor Patrick Njoroge has expressed confidence in the ongoing fiscal consolidation measures, including the expenditure cuts announced recently by the National Treasury. Njoroge said the CBK has been working with the National Treasury in developing the measures aimed at narrowing the country's fiscal deficit and possibly taming the runaway public debt. Last week, acting National Treasury Cabinet Secretary Vidyarthi said he expects the budget deficit to drop to 5.6% of GDP in this financial year from 7.7% in the previous year.
Make no mistake, they are seized, and we've been working with them, they are seized with this objective of rebalancing the fiscal policy, having an appropriate, they've even signaled that there'll be significant expenditure cuts, because they want to align policy with fiscal policy. They want to have a strong fiscal stance, meaning one that is less accommodative than in the past. So that is one thing which now I think will be fixed appropriately.
And finally, the value of Kenya's coffee has risen by 6% in this week's trading due to the quality of beans offered for sale and the price surge at the New York Exchange. A market report from the Nairobi Coffee Exchange indicates that a 50-kilogram bag of coffee fetched 11,400 shillings this week, up from 10,700 shillings previously. NCE revealed that the high quality of coffee at the auction received from farmers this week raised demand for the commodity, hence impacting positively on the price. NCE, however, maintains that the trend trend of good prices might not hold for long as prices remain volatile with expected high volumes from leading producers such as Brazil poised to have a negative impact on their earnings in the coming days. Last week, NCE was forced to cancel the auction due to extremely low volumes presented for sale at less than 5,000 bags. The auction needs at least 10,000 bags in order to proceed. And up next, we look at the financial report.
NTV Financial Report in association with Kenya Ports Authority. NTV Financial Report in association with Kenya Ports Authority.
We move what you make. Kenya Ports Authority. Growing business, enriching lives.
At Sanlam, we truly understand the value of each promise. And for over 100 years, we have been keeping promises for all our clients. Sanlam, every promise needs a keeper.
And that's it from the business desk, but still ahead. A fire breaks out at a school in Liberia, killing 28 people. Details coming up.
Crazy without your friends. Drink Fanta. Taste fun.
Mama, how can I be a champion runner?
Well, you've got to be like a geisha ball. Staying strong and go so far.
Be strong and last long.
Like geisha.
KASNEB is a professional examinations body with the mandate to offer globally recognized qualifications in accounting, finance, corporate secretarial practice, and credit management. We invite holders of KCSE D+ to register for the new KASNEB certificate in accounting and management skills CAMS qualification. KASNEB students can also register for CAMS through the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service (COOPS) and enjoy the loan facility offered to students through HELB. Applicants intending to sit for the November 2019 KASNEB examinations are advised to register and book for the examinations not later than the extended deadline of 30th September 2019. Contact us for more information. KASNEB. Be empowered.
Are you in a financial fix and need the cash instantly? Is your electricity and water bill also due? Worry no more, for Senti has your back. Download the app from Play Store, register, and get the cash straight through your phone. You can also pay your electricity bill directly and many more bills on Senti. Pata Senti on Senti. Terms and conditions apply.
Download the Glovo app today, and when you need anything, order Glovo and we'll deliver it in minutes.
Thanks for staying with us. The decade-long conflict among communities living in Tana River County could be a thing of the past as the county readies for a cultural festival aimed at promoting peace and harmony among its people. Today, preparations were in top gear as officials put in last-minute touches for the event, the county's first ever. NTV's Silas Apollo is in Tana River and tells us more.
The unusually calm coastal county of Tana River was today a whirl of activity. Officials and residents kept busy just hours before the county's first cultural festival. At the county headquarters in Ola, the mood was the same.
We are giving opportunities to all the communities in this county to exhibit their culture, their tradition, the food stuff.
Participants also took the chance to rehearse some of the activities lined up for the big day, from folk dances to swimming competitions. Residents here say they're optimistic about the day, which ushers a new dawn for the county and its people.
President wangu Uhuru Kenyatta anaweza hudhuria katika hii sherehe yetu hapa, itakuwa mzuri sana pia nao, kwa sababu atatujua si vijana wetu ile kazi ambayo tunafanya vijana huku Tana River na jinsi ambao wanavyocheza na mtotana.
Tuko na raha sana na tuko na imani ya kwamba hiyo kesho lazima mambo yatakuwa mzuri smart.
Tana River has in the past been marred by sporadic violence among its dominant communities. The conflict mostly centered on the scramble for water and pasture. County officials say the cultural festival is aimed at correcting these errors.
We felt as a county we should bring all on board, all communities, so that we celebrate together, so that we do integration together, we harmonize.
The 4-day event will begin tomorrow and will run until Saturday. Silas Apollo, NTV in Hola, Tana River County.
All right, elsewhere now and around the world, at least 26 children and 2 teachers were killed when a fire broke out at a religious school near the Liberian capital, Monrovia. The fire struck while the children were asleep. Relatives gathered outside the entrance of the building, which houses the school, whose metal sheet roof was burnt. Only the imam, their teacher, and 2 students managed to escape. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. All right, from that, we shift focus to the sports news coming up with Brian Otwal. Here's what you can expect. Team Kenya shines on day 2 of the inaugural Africa Deaf Athletics Championships. Details of the gold rush at Kasarani after the break on NTV Sport.
Okay, unataka kumaanisha tutashinda hapa the whole day?
Hii gate imeongeza weight.
Hapo ndio ulikuja kutafuta mtoto?
Hapana.
Ndugu yangu hapa Alwale, watu walisema kwamba yeye ni kipofu, ati haoni akitoka NASA. Tangu tumpeza macho, si mumeona? Si mumeona?
Mimi nachukua napeleka yote kwa typing kwa kompyuta. Unajua kompyuta?
Mimi najua tu charanga.
Hey. Unajua wakale kwa runway wakasema ladies and gentlemen introducing Gilberto.
From the heart of Nairobi. To the sandy beaches of the Indian Ocean. Coming soon.
The 3 Sides of Anna. Good day to you, Mrs. Salvatera.
I stopped using that last name after my husband died.
That's exactly the reason why this meeting is so urgent, Mrs. Salvatera.
Who do you think you are? I've been waiting for you for over an hour so we can get things ready for the meeting with a client who I'm sure will be here shortly.
Ana Lucia is mine, do you understand? I don't want you going anywhere near her again.
If you two are fighting over Ana Lucia, you're better off waiting for hell to freeze over. Because it's my guess that neither one of you will get to keep her.
The 3 Sides of Anna.
When it comes to pimple care, Acne's Creamy Wash contains multiple vitamins and removes excessive oil and dirt. Use Mentholatum Acne's for clear and smooth skin every day.
Hope you had a fantastic day. Let's have a look at the day's sports news. Welcome, my name is Brian Otwal. Kenyan athletes dominated day 2 of the inaugural Africa Deaf Athletics Championships. Team Kenya was victorious in the men's 800 meters, 5,000 meters, as well as the men and women's 200 meters. Kenya now has 23 medals in total, 8 of them gold.
2017 Deaf Olympics 1500 meters record holder John Koech led a Kenyan 1-2 in the men's 800 meters of the first Africa Deaf Athletics Championships ongoing at the Kasarani Stadium. Koech clocked 1 minute 57.95 seconds to win gold, with compatriot Francis Rondi bagging silver as Algeria's Didwone Adela won bronze.
I feel happy. My expectation is I'll focus now more on training, and also I am also focusing on breaking the record that has already been kept there. Mine is just to go and win the medals. I won it during 2017 where I broke the world record, and now here we are. I'll repeat again the 800 meters on Friday, 1,500.
Ethiopia's Birhane Yemane spoiled Kenya's party in the men's 5,000 meters, winning in a time of 14 minutes 54.68 seconds. Kenya's Martin Gashe bagged silver, with compatriot Kokobi Omari winning bronze. Day 1 champion in 100 meters Beryl Wamira continued her dominance, winning gold in the women's 200 meters in a time of 26.15 seconds. Fellow Kenyans Linet Wanjala and Ruth Award completed the 1-2-3.
For the Deaf Olympic, this one for Africa is just fair, but for the Deaf Olympic is a bit stronger. So this one is just a fair deal. So I expect to do more practice and also in the future to win more.
It was a sibling affair in the sprints as Beryl's older brother David Wamira won in the men's 200 meters, with Walter Malenja settling for bronze. After 2 days of action, Kenya has won 8 golds, 6 silver and 9 bronze medals.
Thank you very much, Aruse and your team.
The best to Team Kenya in the remaining events there. Moving on, with 9 days to go until the start of the IAAF World Athletics Championships, Kenya's fight against doping is having an impact on Team Kenya, with the 5,000 meters men's squad still unclear. With Kenya still on the IAAF doping watch list, Team Kenya athletes to Doha are required to have had 3 out of competition tests and 1 in-competition test, which includes tests for blood and urine. However, Michael Kibet and Daniel Simiyu, who finished first and second during the national trials, were only tested at the trials. The deadline for submission of the entries to the Worlds lapsed Monday night, with only Nicholas Kimeli, who finished third during the trials, submitted as Kenya's 5,000 meters representative. And the second 4 Rangers Ultra Marathon race that is run in support of the Rangers who stand guard over Africa's wildlife species got underway today at the Lewa Conservancy in Meru County. Over 70 runners from across the world are taking part in the 5-day race that will see the runners cross the 5 wildlife conservancies: Lewa, Borana, Old Jogi, Loldaiga and Old Pejeta. The competitors carry their own food, medical supplies and equipment throughout the race, which will conclude at the Olpejeta Wildlife Conservancy on World Rhino Day this Sunday. More than 10 million shillings was raised during the inaugural event last year. And in Mombasa, hosts Bandari came from 2 goals down to beat visiting Zoo FC 3-2 in a thrilling Kenyan Premier League match played at the Mbaraki Sports Club in Mombasa County. Collins Neto scored twice in a space of 2 first half 5 minutes to give the visitors a 2-0 lead going into the break. The Docksmen started the second half with a bang, with Danson Namasaka scoring after 2 minutes. A minute later, Yema Mwana made it 2-2 before Mohamed Katana scored the winner for Bandari. The win moves Bernard Mwalala's boys to 3rd in the table, while Zoo are 7th. And from Mombasa to Brazil, or rather to Japan, 4 matches, 4 losses in straight sets. That is the story of the national women's volleyball team. The Malkia Strikers are the ongoing FIVB World Cup in Japan. Paul Bitok's charges went down 25-20, 25-17 and 25-14 to Brazil in their 4th match. Captain Mercy Moim and Sharon Chepchumba were Kenya's highest scorers. Kenya will hope for better fortunes against Argentina on Thursday in their final first round group matches. In the second round, Malkia Strikers will face Dominican Republic, hosts Japan and China. Kenya will then face South Korea, Russia and Cameroon in their third and final round.
Kwa hiyo serikali ikisema hakuna mambo ya jaa, hiyo hatuelewi sana.
Wacha watu wa media waendelee kumweka deputy president katika headlines.
Is it a surprise? This is the opinion from some Kenyans.
As focus turn to the legacy of the month-long event, the Cherry Blossoms start the 9th World Cup when they face Russia at the Tokyo Stadium on Friday, 4 years after England became the first host not to progress from their group. With 96% of the 1.8 million tickets sold, the local organizing committee is on course to fulfill their goal of having all 48 games played in front of full stadiums. But questions remain on whether the World Cup will increase the number of fans in Japan and ensure that more children play the sport.
Years of meticulous preparation, the waiting is over, and the stage is set for what we will believe will be a very special and a transformational tournament that will accelerate rugby's global reach and development.
And fans will be hoping for more drama in the 2019-2020 UEFA Champions League, whose season started with a bang last night with 21 goals scored and holders Liverpool losing away to Napoli. Zinedine Zidane's Real Madrid are away against French champions PSG, and the Spanish Giants head into this match unbeaten in La Liga but could struggle in Paris with 7 first-team squad members absent. PSG had want-away star Neymar train even though he is still serving his 2-match ban. Former Real ace Cristiano Ronaldo will be seeking to star for Italian champions Juventus away to Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid. EPL champions Manchester City are away to Shakhtar Donetsk. And in the earlier matches, Club Brugge and Galatasaray played to a barren draw, while Olympiacos and Tottenham drew 2-2. That's all the sport we had for you this evening. Have a lovely night. My name is Brian Otwal.
Well, that's where we leave it on NTV tonight. Thanks very much for watching. Our sign language interpreter has been David Agondoa. I'm Smriti Vidyarthi. I'll be back again tomorrow. See you then.
This is NTV.
I told my son, unfortunately, you'll have to take care of your siblings. Then he told me, what is it, Mom? I told him, Ted, I'm tired. Went to the kitchen, took a jelly can, implicated myself fire.
When your son is right there?
Yes. The pain was too much for me to bear.
You wake up and you find you're alive. It didn't work. How did you feel then?
The fright of now dying started hitting me. I normally tell people, do not joke around with the spirit of suicide. Dakika tu moja na kitu ingine imetendeka.
Welcome to Turkana University College. Turkana University is a center of research, innovation, and technological development. Apply now for our January, May, and September intakes. Turkana University, the cradle of knowledge.
In your paper this week, Equity KCB buyouts, the making of $15 billion East African banking giants, detention at Somalia embassy, row between contractors and consulate, strains frayed diplomatic relations between Nairobi and Mogadishu, Zimbabwe after Mugabe. Does President Emerson Mnangagwa have any solution to revive the ailing economy? Africa's free trade dream. 32 least developed countries get tariffs reprieve, plus our opinion leaders. Every drop counts. Blood donation costs nothing, but could save a life. By Filana Mugianyi. Climate change tragedy. As politicians biker, countries grapple with reality of a worsening crisis. By James Griffiths. From Liberia with history. Narrative lays bare the horrors of transatlantic trade. For this and more, grab your copy today. The East African, understanding the region.
The Three Sides of Anna. Good day to you, Mrs. Salvatera.
I stopped using that last name after my husband died.
That's exactly the reason why this meeting is so urgent, Mrs. Salvatera.
Who do you think you are? I've been waiting for you for over an hour so we can get things ready for the meeting with a client who I'm sure will be here shortly.
Ana Lucia's mine, do you understand? I don't want you going anywhere near her again.
If you two are fighting over Ana Lucia, you're better off waiting for hell to freeze over. Because it's my guess that neither one of you will get to keep her.
The Three Sides of Anna.
When it comes to pimple care, Acne's Creamy Wash contains multiple vitamins and removes excessive oil and dirt. Use mentholatum Acne's for clear and smooth skin every day.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated GE. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Renting a traditional office often requires a long-term lease and high rent. This is generally out of reach for many startups. This week, we are in Senegal to find out why so many entrepreneurs are increasingly turning to co-working spaces.
Are you planning to take a loan, or are you servicing one already? The problem is many citizens are becoming prisoners of this system.
And do you have any regrets? Like, would you change anything?
That's how we wanted our ideal magical wedding to look like.
Most people, including business startups in Dakar, Senegal, have been for a long time unable to accessing affordable, decent working spaces due to the high cost of office space. It costs above $100 per month to rent a basic office.
I'm off to meet some of the business people here in Dakar who are seeking solutions to the high cost of office rent. Hello!
Hello!
How are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having us. So, can you tell us more about what you do?
Yes, I'm the founder of Cavi Food. And Cavi Food is the first beef jerky company in Senegal.
In 2017, you started your business. How was it like at the very beginning?
It was very challenging, the beginning, because I work from home and I was every time disturbed. So it was very difficult for me to concentrate and to focus on what I was doing. That was very difficult for me, harsh.
Working from home was a complicated issue, it was challenging for you. How did you find a solution to that?
The solution that came to me was the opportunity to be in a co-working space. I didn't know about the co-working space. I just won a contest, and then in the awards, there were the possibility to be in a co-working space for 1 year. That was a big opportunity for me to develop my network, and it really helped me improve my business. And now I have my own office. So actually I was on my way to go there. So let's go together.
Oh sure, let's go.
Okay.